Well, hello people. Just coming back from work, and so I wanted to point out that obviously the bike I just got a couple days ago got 130 miles right now, mostly done on Saturday. And but the real reason I'm even talking is I have a new camera. So this is the Sena 10C Pro. It's a slight upgrade to the one I usually use. Main reason I got the camera was because it offers the 1080p at 60 frames versus the 1080p at 30. So this doubles the memory, I guess. It does accept 64 gigabyte SD card. But the real surprise, I guess I would say, is I was recording at night, and surprisingly, it was bright. Now, it was certainly grainy in certain parts, but it was actually bright. It's very easy to see at night. I wasn't expecting that quality video. I just thought it was just higher frame rate. So that's a bonus. Now, it still doesn't have stabilization, so still there's a little bit of bouncing around and whatnot, but overall, very pleased that of the quality of this camera. Again, it's the Sena 10C Pro version, and it looks identical. In fact, all the plugs work from the previous setup. So what I just did is I just took the body, the main camera unit, plastered it on the helmet, and just put the existing connectors on, and boom, seems to work fine. So anyway, that was the main reason. I'm doing a test on the daytime video because I only did it this morning when I was coming into work. It was around 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was pretty dark. But compared to the two cameras, based on experience, it was very much more vibrant at night. And as I said earlier, you do see graininess in the darker parts, but overall the visual is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm sure there's better cameras that can do all that, but for what I needed for, I thought this was going to be a good little surprise on my part, because like I said, I only expected a better frame rate, A little bit more about the bike. I did raise the windshield to its maximum, and I have to say that I'm very pleased that it's really not bothering me. The noise level is actually lower than even the match set that I had on the Honda. I don't believe this is much higher, if at all, yet it just does a better job of moving the air around my helmet. I'm not even getting any pushback. I certainly hear the noise, but it's like really more on top of my helmet. So kudos again. I'm really happy about the windshield. I was thinking maybe I had to go and buy an aftermarket windshield, but I don't think at this point it's a lot quieter on this bike than it is on the Honda. And I'm not getting that noise that I was getting in my ear, because it's almost like a pocket of air was getting trapped inside my helmet, right in my left and right ear. That doesn't seem to be happening right now. I think the air is being pushed away around it. So that's good. Overall, very happy. So my return trip, it's actually light traffic today, so I'm being a little more careful than normal. And normally I'd be lane splitting and stuff like that. But overall, I think this is a really telltale sign of the good things to come with this bike. It works. I mean, it's like I said, the sound is awesome. I love that. It actually sits about the same height as the Honda, I believe. Overall, but it's wider. It feels wider in the seat area. Like I was saying, it seems to be more substantial support for the buttocks and the thigh region. And I can shift back and forth. Got plenty of room. I still get this pop-up sensor signal front tire thing on my screen. It comes and goes, and both tires seem to be affected. So I have 2 weeks. I'm going to return the bike for its service, and we'll have that corrected. I don't know if it's just not enough air, but they did say they added air to it, so maybe they put too much air in it. I don't know. So I do have a little wind buffeting now. Still quieter, and it comes and goes, so I think the wind just kind of shifting around a little bit, and maybe just today too. Who knows? It's about 54 degrees right now. It feels a lot warmer. I know you're supposed to do like break-ins on this bikes, but I'm really believing that there really doesn't matter whether I do the normal standard break-in or not. I mean, that's subjective. I know there's a lot of people are lean very strongly one way, and then there's other people who just say just don't worry about it, just ride it normally. Well, frankly, I kind of lean towards being reckless and just like ride it for fun, you know. Going 80, it doesn't even feel like I'm going 80. The mirrors do vibe, so I was worried about that the other day, and it's still pretty vibey. So, now if I go down to about 60, no, even at 64, it's still vibing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's not really bothering me right now, but eventually I guess maybe it will if it doesn't go away at some point. Anyway, camera, kudos, love it. Let's see how it looks at during the daytime. It seems more vibrant, like I said, at night, so maybe in the daytime it's even better. I had really never had any problem with the Sena 10C, the original version. I did manage to get a 64 gigabyte SD card in it, so that was great because it could record up to like about 4 hours. And then now this one, I assume because of the same memory size, I might get only half because it's doubling the memory, I suppose, at 30 frames. But maybe I can install a 128 in there, and maybe I can hack that thing in. I forgot the way I did it. It's some way you have to do it through the software. You got to trick the software into thinking. Like, I think you have to be already connected to the software. The client, it's a client software that you install that you can change settings and so forth. But I think you have to do that and then install the card, and then it works like that. So I tried on the earlier this morning coming into work. I tried the heated grip. So I gotta say that's pretty nice. People talk once you have it, you don't wanna go without it. I'd have to kind of say I kind of agree. It was about 40. I think it was about 43 this morning, and it kicked in. And it was very subtle. I had it on highest setting. It was very subtle, but once it came in, it's like, oh, it's really nice. I didn't try the heated seat. I don't know. Right now, at this point, I don't really need to. I don't think I even need it. But I suppose I'll try it one day just to see what happens. Butt warmer. The other thing I turned on, the fog lights, works pretty good. So nighttime is very bright. So I had no problems visually seeing down the road. Yeah, it was a good choice, I think. I can't see myself. I don't say there's anything negative at this point. This is obviously not a review of the bike itself, or I only really have to really tell you is that it's comfortable at this point. But that's 30-minute riding, 45 if it's slow, and yeah, it's pretty good, Guess the only negative I should return or go back to is mirrors. It's vibing a lot, I'm not sure why. I didn't. All the reviews, I haven't read anything about that. The last thing I really need to do is test out the cruise control. So I think I have a 4-day weekend coming up, January 1st and 2nd, or I'm sorry, 31st and 2nd. So I got like 4-day weekend. So maybe I'll take a 1-day trip out somewhere, probably south. going north, it might be a little too cold, maybe too wet. But just test out the longer trip. You know, maybe do a 3 hour, 4 hour trip. See how it goes. Right now, I'm in actually, there's 5 modes. I can't remember 2 of them. One's mountain, one's twisty, one's regular road, I guess, and the other one is rain or wet or something like that. Right now, I'm actually in road mode. Throttle response has been toned down a little bit. I was actually in sports mode on Sunday. When I picked it up. And it was fine even in that. I did stall it once, but you know, that's just getting used to the throttle response and the clutch. But overall, I think there's a slight difference on being on road. It seems more tame. And the reason I'm doing that is just because, well, hell, why not? You know, I'm not in a rush to do anything or get anywhere. We got a little bit of traffic here. Maybe do a little lane splitting. That's the ultimate test about this bike, how it handles that. It feels wider, so got to be careful about that. I have to make some accommodations for that. Accommodation, right? This is one of the mystery of this area right here. Why is there traffic here at all? The roads are wide open. I never understood why there is traffic. Usually it has nothing to do with accidents, you know? Well, now we know why, because everyone's jamming in over here. I'm thinking about getting gas. It's got a little bit of a, it's got a little over, well, it's just under a half a tank. But I honestly can't remember how much fuel there was earlier. So maybe I will get gas. Oh my goodness gracious. Why is it they're always working on this corner? Let's do this.